glad everybody settled down and stopped talking now that we have the microphone going. I am Bonnie DiCarlo, the Vice President of the Pennsylvania Women's Hall of Achievement, and I want to welcome everybody who is here today. Thank you very much. We started out with the breakfast meeting with, I don't know if this is going to stay or not, but I'll keep it here. Keep it close. I would like to say thank you for all of you who are here and making this a success. We are here to celebrate the anniversary of the women's right to vote. Now we do know, somebody tell me, what year was that passed? 1920, right, exactly.
Your birthday.
We all know that that was only a beginning, because it wasn't until the Civil Rights Act of 1963 that everybody had the right to vote, so to speak. People of color and indigenous people did not get it until later. So it's very interesting, the history of the freedoms in the United States. So we are here also because women can vote and women get elected. Yes. So before I pass the mic over to Joanne, I'm going to ask, because I'll miss somebody, if you are an elected official, please, anywhere, school board, legislature, please stand. Anybody? Oh, boy, do we have a lot of work to do. Whoa. Wow. Right, are there candidates here who are going to be running? There's Deanne Shari there. Who was the other one? Oh, there you are, Lindsay. I didn't see Lindsay come in. That's fantastic. And of course, we'll save our guest speaker until a little bit after lunch and introduce Sarah Innamorato. Thank you. When we vote, we have good results. So please, there is a special election in Pittsburgh in the city, in the legislative district coming up in September. If that's your district, please vote. November comes up. There is no election that is not important. There is no off election. So please make sure that you vote. Those are my welcoming remarks, except that I want to thank the sponsors who so very generously sponsored this event. The main sponsor is the Heinz Endowment, and we want to thank them very much for supporting women and supporting women in the workplace and in the political arena. Thank you. In your program, you will see the other sponsors and the table sponsors and honorary sponsors. Everybody has a program, so to keep this going, I'm going to say, please read your program. And at this point, I will turn it over to Joanne Rank Forrester, who is the president of the Pennsylvania Women's Hall of Achievement and the guiding force behind everything that happens here and with the calendar. Joanne Forrester.
Thank you. It is wonderful to see you. I guess late morning, early afternoon. You're here. We're here. Just want to show you something for those of you who are over 35. Okay. You see this? This is my speech. It's in big print. You know what that means if you're over 35, right? And next year it'll have 5 pages. Thank you for being here. I'd like to give you some background of what we do, who we are. The Pennsylvania Women's Hall of Achievement was established in 2012 by myself and my friends. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Right there? Oh, okay. We were established in 2012. And when you do something, you establish something, who do you bring along with you? Your friends, right. I have a lot of friends on my board. And we were all passionate about women's history, their struggles, our fight to obtain our rights, and our achievements that often are forgotten, not put in the history books. Someone else takes credit. I think it's Green People. We are a board that is determined to have your stories told and give a voice to those who have or are currently making a difference in our communities, regions, state, and often in the nation. As part of our mission, we have published the Women's Voice Hear Them Speak calendar. We have recognized 75 women since 2019. This is our 5th publication. We start the year with Queen Aliquippa. Why? I thought, who is she? When I start researching her, and it was a recommendation of one of my board members, Norma Kakwata, this woman made history. Actually, she's the reason why none of you are not speaking French. Seriously, when the French and Indian War, a long time ago, but that was a key battle because what that decided was whether we were going to be French-speaking, ruled by France, or ruled by England. And then 10 years later, we decided we wanted our own country, and we made our own country. But Queen Aliquippa, her friendship, her daring, she went and met William Penn, she went and met George Washington, and while the men treated her with respect, in their correspondence, they would make derisive remarks. They were not used to a woman being queen, chief of the Indians. So when I read that and how she demanded respect, and she got it, and how her role actually helped us not speak French, she was partly responsible for the birth of our nation. You didn't know that about her, did you? We have our additional calendar stars, and there's a number of past and present calendar stars, but they are first in education, opera, and there was a woman in the steel industry. She was the first woman to be a CEO of a major company, and she started a company that actually lasted until about 10 years ago. Our business and professional calendars are women who have helped shatter, not just crack, I say shatter glass ceilings. And if we have to use a stick of dynamite, we do. They open doors, not only for themselves, but they open doors, such as Margaret Washington did. Open doors, she was the first, and other people were able to walk through. All of these women are remarkable, and their stories will inspire and hopefully provide motivation for you, your daughters and sons, nieces and nephews, anyone in your family, in your schools. They need to know these stories. We need stories of women who are not just movie stars, but of women who've made the difference, who make history and make lives better. These women have achieved because they were determined and they were not afraid. They had the courage to overcome prejudice, injustice, economic challenge, and personal adversary. This calendar is dedicated to our good friend Ruth Bird Smith. This is the hard part. Ruth and I used to kid that we were in the playpen together. We had similar tendency. Someone told us it couldn't be done. What would we do? We did it. And Ruth's favorite expression was, ask for forgiveness afterwards. Right?
That's right.
And I can't tell you how many times she and I would be going, whoops. And a lot of you have had the same experience. She was a believer in us. She was on our board from 2013 until she left us. She was featured in the 2023 calendar. And we do have some calendars, the 2023, that features Ruth as a November calendar star, and there's up on the reservation table. If someone would like one of them, just make a donation and her name. She was my good friend, and I know not only a good mother, a good boss, a good advocate. She was here for all of us. And I know her spirit's here, And she's telling me, well, get on, Joanne. I know her. And her spirit's with us now. She's watching us, and I'm moving on, Ruth. And I know she will remain guiding and nudging us along. Now, we have a special tribute. We have Jessica Lee. Jessica, you know, if you're a friend of mine, you really get dragged into a lot. That's all I'm going to tell you. And Jessica Lee, I asked her to make a special tribute. And Jessica, she is the one and only. And Jessica was featured in in one of our calendars. So, Jessica.
What is a true friend? The answer to some of that is unconditional giving, unconditional love, agape. I give something to you and I expect nothing in return. I'm a joyful giver. Agape, unconditional love. I wrote an original song called Love No Hands that Mark and I would like to perform for you first, remembering Ruth and the idea of true friendship. Love no strings, love no hands, no holding on. Love no strings, love no hands, just touch through song. A warm hello and a glass of wine. A wish for joy through time. Love no strings, love no hands, no holding on. Love no strings, love no hands, just touch through song. I leave, and yet my heart won't go. I'll always love you so. What is this fire of love? Freedom, fierce, comfort, soft. Is it the thrill of wind against your skin? Is it the softness of the teacher's touch? Mark. Mark Strickland. What is this fire of love? Freedom, fierce, comfort, soft. Is it the thrill of wind against your skin? Is it the softness of the teacher's touch? Love, love no strings, love no hands, no holding on. Love, love no strings, love no hands, just touch through song. I dream of a world like this, free to flow in bliss. Unconditional giving, true friendship, Ruth Bird Smith. So when I came up in jazz, everybody would tell me, the older musicians, you can't just do original stuff. You have to do some things people know. Okay? You might like your stuff, but give them something they know. George Benson would always say, when you start to lose them, do a blues. You can't lose with the blues. So we are going to do something that you know next. And I'm going to ask you to sing along if you know the song. Now, if your neighbor sings off key, you can move, that's okay. Let him sing anyway, okay. I'm going to do something that I wasn't sure if I was going to do, but the Spirit is moving me. The next song, Ruth is smiling because we have a surprise tribute. Where's Bonnie? Bonnie, this tribute is for you. This tribute, Bonnie, is for you. You have been, for so many years, an unconditionally loving and giving friend to so many of us, right? To so many of us. This is for you. I'm going to give this to you, and then we're going to sing something that you know. And Bonnie and I first met in music because she's a player. She plays keys. We first met in music. This is a poem that I wrote called Agape, about unconditional love, and it's my card to you today for the tribute. And then we're going to do something everybody will recognize. Agape. The blank white page stares at me, yet I am unafraid. I know the words will appear and the melodies will unfold, and they do. It is here that Agape first appeared to smile at me like a best friend from lost years, from a lost land. And here it is. Agape, unconditional, love given and received and given again, knowing that the flow will never cease. Agape, no conditions, no strings attached to this love for all that we are and ever will be, knowing beyond knowing that the ending is a wonderful journey of endless joy. Agape, through you, through me, through this blank white page. For you, Bonnie, I love you. Who knows you got a friend? You got a friend. Let's sing it to Bonnie. If you know the words, sing it with me. When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right, close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, well, I'll come running. Yes, I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Well, all you got to do is call, yeah. Well, I'll be there, yeah. You got a friend. If the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud, and soon you'll hear me knocking at your door. Come on, sing it with me. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, well, I come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you got to do is call, yeah. Well, I'll be there, yeah. Now ain't it good to know that you got a friend? When people can be so cold, they'll hurt you, yeah, they'll desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Well, now, don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, well, I come running. Yes, I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you got to do is call, yeah. Well, I'll be there, yeah. You got a friend. Bonnie DiCarlo.
Wait a minute.
Oh gosh, okay. I'm just gonna stand here, I think.
What a force Sarah is in our community. I think most of you know her background. If you don't, I'm sure she'll tell you some of it. Grew up in the North Hills, grew up in the North Hills, graduated from North Hills High School. Her growing up life was not the best that you could imagine. She and her mother and her sister could have actually found themselves out on the street at one point if it hadn't been for friends and neighbors, which fits right in with that tribute today of friends, because friends are so important. Sarah then put herself through school and went to Pitt and graduated magna cum laude, which means she has a lot of brains. She then did some other education for herself and got a job, like we all have to do after we have to, all those debts that we have to pay. But then she started her own company, Inamo, is that the way? Inamo? Inamoco. But Sarah has always been very interested in working with the people and for the people, for the things that most people overlook. Good housing, good food, good water, good environment, good anything that you want to think about that oftentimes legislators overlook. Good environment, I mean, just everything. And she's been such a leader in that when she was in Washington, in Harrisburg. Oh, Washington, all right. When she was in Harrisburg, I'm sorry to say that she is no longer in Harrisburg because we need her there. But I am very happy to say that hopefully Sarah will be our next Chief County Executive in Allegheny County. All I can say is when we're talking about stars and talking about a force and talking about a lot of things, Sarah Innamorato is at the top. Sarah.
Thank you. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, well, great. It's truly an honor to be able to address all of you this afternoon. It's really cool to be in a room with a lot of badass women. A lot of badass women that I respect deeply. And congratulations, Dr. Larkin Pettigrew. You have been an inspiration for so long and fighting the good fight, and you deserve this award. And congratulations to my former colleague, Mandy Steele, for also being recognized this afternoon. Mandy has been an incredible local leader for quite some time on the issues of sustainability, and I've really, in our short months together on the House floor, I have seen her really take the role on and really champion sustainability in Harrisburg. So he's also deeply deserving of this recognition. So when Bonnie asked me to do this, I felt like I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. And I felt a little bit actually what Jessica was singing about earlier, just staring at a blank page and thinking, what am I going to say to this room full of badass women who I so deeply respect? And, you know, Bonnie gave me a little bit of guidance. She was like, talk about yourself. Talk about women in politics. And, you know, unlike other politicians, I kind of get sick of talking about myself. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what ended up being the theme of today, which is really about how we are supporting one another. How the support that I've received has allowed me to survive and thrive in male-dominated politics. And because I could stand up here and I could talk about, you know, what it truly is to be a woman in politics, could tell you what the WTF and eye-rolling stories about what it means to be an elected woman. But these are stories that I know a lot of women in the room feel, and they're universal regardless of what sector you're in. Whether you're in politics or you've earned a leadership role in another field. And I'm going to emphasize the earned part of that statement. There are circumstances that I do think about when I think about the challenges of being a woman in elected office. I think about when I had a really great policy idea and I asked my male colleague to lend his name and his support to it. And the press always contacted him, and his name was always listed first on every press release that went out or anything that happened. And I was like, hey, that's my idea. We've all been there of having our ideas co-opt from others when we've put in the blood, sweat, and tears. And this year, it's been a history-making moment for me. Like Bonnie said, I am the Democratic nominee for Chief County Executive in Allegheny County. And when elected, I will be the youngest and first woman to hold that position. But still, I couldn't even own that success. Another person who was in the race, the night that I won, said, quote, "She won because there were just too many white men in the race." Totally disregarding working 14-hour days, 7 days a week, raising $1 million, building a national coalition, and having well-researched policy didn't have anything at all to do with it. But like I said, we all have stories like this. Being underestimated, forced into the background, ignored in policy making, and tying ourselves into knots, just trying to be everything to everyone all of the time. I felt like this has been put into words very simply and accessibly in the cultural and philosophical phenomenon that is the Barbie movie. And for like the 3 people who haven't seen the Barbie movie in this room, it's a tale of one Barbie from Barbie Land where women run everything from construction sites to government, and she's forced to leave Barbie Land and go into our real world. And it follows her journey of processing all of that. And I know a lot of us would like to live in Barbie Land, where we have a woman president and all women run society, but we live in this world. A world where women still make 84 cents on the dollar for men, and that's much worse for Black and Indigenous women and Latinas. We live in a world where our rights to reproductive health care and gender expression are under attack on a daily basis, and where women over 75 are more likely to live out their life in poverty than men of the same age. And in this political reality, what's a gal to do? But we have a superpower, and that's each other. The women who have come before us, the women who fought for our right to vote, who climbed the corporate ladder, who's run for public office, the women you see in the calendar in front of you, we stand on their shoulders. It's the women in our lives, or the people in our lives, that told us that we could be anything we wanted to be. And I know I never saw myself in politics, but the reason I am where I am today, it's because of my mom. And if you would ask my mom what I wanted to be when I grew up, she would say, I would declare, well, I would like to be a mother, of course. But what I actually think I wanted to be was in charge. And like Bonnie mentioned, in my political journey, I've talked a lot about my early life and how it shaped my political consciousness. And normally I center that narrative around my father and his addiction, and how his death in my early 20s had a very destabilizing effect on my life, my path, and the lives of my sister and my mother. But on election night, when I was accepting the Democratic nomination for county executive, it was my mom who was standing right next to me. I don't really get the time and space to talk about her, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about Kim Innamorato this afternoon, because her achievements, she won't get awards, she won't get put in a calendar, but she is truly the reason why I am here today. Growing up, she worked weekends at the local JCPenney's. Right now, she does payroll for a small chain of local restaurants. She loves being a grandmother to my niece Olive. She makes up the lyrics to songs that she can never remember the words to. She's actually a pretty chill and mild-mannered lady until she reads a Facebook post against me or sees a political attack ad, and then she can get very mama bear. I can't get her to stop buying me things from Costco. She's also the second youngest of 4 girls. And the only way to say it is that she survived her childhood. My grandfather drank and he expressed his feelings with his fists. She had an escape plan with the neighborhood house if he came home from the bar in a mood. My mom and her older sisters married shortly after they turned 18, and once they were out of the house, my grandmother finally felt like she could divorce my grandfather. And I tell you that because I think once we found out about my father's addiction and we tried to support him in recovery time and time again, when he came back and it was his 3rd or 4th try in rehab, there was a night when it was just too much. And my mom, she took me and my sister out of that house. And that wouldn't have been the first time, and it wouldn't be the last. But through her own sheer will, she found us a place to live. She took classes at Career Links to get back into the workforce, and she accepted a lot of help from those generous enough to offer it to her, including her father. So one of the times that we left, we were living back in her childhood home. The one with happy memories overshadowed by the abuse and trauma that my grandfather had inflicted on the family. And even as a moody and displaced teen, she let me have a bedroom to myself and shared the other with my younger sister. And I still to this day have no idea how they fit 6 people into that house all those years. And there was one night on the couch when she came up to me and she had tears in her eyes and she just said, "Sarah, I just wanted to give you a better life than what I had, and I feel like I failed." And I think in that moment, she expressed what so many of us feel, whether we're parents or not, is that we just have this opportunity to build a better world and it's such a strong desire to make something better. And we see that slipping away each and every day. But we know that there's more that we can do, and we can rebuild, we can fight for a better world, and we can make history. But history isn't made with just one person. It takes a community. When I was first running for state representative, I was building up my network because campaigning and governing is a team sport. And I was talking to a lot of women in politics, and Bonnie's name kept coming up. She's like, "You have to talk to Bonnie DiCarlo." And we met, we had a conversation, and she was like, "I'm in." And this is what we need more of. We need women helping women, because there are so many who have been, yes, we can absolutely clap for that. Because we have been left out of the decision-making rooms for too long. We need to be in collaboration, in community with one another, not in competition. To build a better world for all of us, we need to be working together. And I know that we can do it because I come from the nonprofit sector. I see that these are the challenges. This is the sector that is run by women. They are taking on these challenges each and every day. These are the organizations that stitch together our social safety net when bureaucracies fails to catch those in need. They're the women who run the women's shelters for those who are fleeing violence. They provide reproductive health care and fight for that right. They're organizing their communities to deliver services to those who are in greatest need. We see their work each and every day, and we value it. And we also see women taking over politics, which is extremely exciting. When Representative, now Congresswoman Lee, and I were elected in 2018 to the House delegation, there were 3 women in the Allegheny County delegation. There was also 3 white men named Dan. So in that year, we reached the milestone of having woman to Dan parity. But like has been expressed up here time and time again, that every single election cycle matters. And we have achieved a delegation that goes to Harrisburg from Allegheny County that has gender parity now, which is incredible. And we are going to keep that gender parity when we elect Lindsay Powell to the seat in the 21st District. Yes. But we know that we still have a long way to go. But we are seeing movement. We are having wins. We are building. But as we all have our own achievements, we need to make sure that we are reaching back and bringing others along. And I know we'll be able to do that. I know that together we will build a better world, one that is more just, diverse, inclusive. And I'm so excited to do that with each and every one of you. So thank you for having me this afternoon.
Okay.
Oh.
Some of you might not know what this is for.
Is it a business card holder?
It's a business card holder. If you're under the
I'm
age.
not that young.
And this also is a
Pencil.
pencil holder. Nobody uses pencils anymore, but they are so beautiful.
Thank you.
And
they are beautiful.
This will remind you of the event today and also of the fact that you said we stand on each other's shoulders of those who have gone before us. And this could be a reminder.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And they're made by a good friend, Marcia Wiechek, the Glass Kaleidoscope.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's wonderful.
Okay, the cookies, I'm hoping that you're enjoying them. I've had 2 at least. So, they are from one of our calendar stars, Connie Feta of Cookies Ice Cream. And I wanted to promote her and her business. Please eat your cookies. If not, you know who will be around, the Cookie Monster. This is the time now that we've been talking about the 19th Amendment. How about opening your calendars? To August. This is what it's about. And the movement was started by 2 women friends. One from Pennsylvania, one from Seneca Falls, New York, Lucretia Mott and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. These women became friends, and the friendship is what built and became the foundation of the movement. So treasure your friends. Let's take a look at this. The rights of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. This is what, as I said, it's about. The campaign for women's suffrage was difficult, sometimes dangerous, and yet ratification did not ensure full enfranchisement, and we recognize that. Decades of struggles to include African American women and other minority women and the promise of voting rights remained. Many women were unable to vote long into the 20th century because of discriminatory state voting laws. The Voting Rights Act was passed in 1965 to rectify states' discriminatory practices. I would just say this. Every right that we've gained, we need to treasure and we need to make sure we keep it. In the tribute, we're taking a look at and honoring 2 unique women who know what it's like to fight daily for their rights, to open doors for others, to say that past mistakes should not endure. So the first woman, and I've met her, and I think we've just become great friends. She gave me an extra cookie. And let's make sure I have the speech. Is it there? Yes, thank you. Margaret Larson Pettigrew, Dr. Margaret Larson Pettigrew, is an international diversity, inclusion, and equity expert, healthcare strategist, and maternal infant health care equity advocate. She is the Senior Vice President and Enterprise Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer for Allegheny Health Network, Highmark Health. As a practicing physician, she cares for women in her general OBGYN practice with a special interest in providing care for women living with HIV and those under-resourced communities. Her passion for health equity and building programs that improve outcomes for women, people of color, vulnerable, and marginalized community has been a common thread throughout her highly respected career and commitment to service. A professor of the obstetrics gynecology at Drexel University and founder and president of Just Wonder, a global health nonprofit specialty training organization, Dr. Larkins Pettigrew continues to train and mentor leaders focused on cultural humility in medicine. She is recognized nationally and abroad for her contributions as a sustainable and transformative. I do need to explain. A lot of you know I have a stroke, but sometimes words get hard for me. So, my apology. And transformational change. I made it. Agent, or utilizing the pillars of internal transformation equity, a model created by Larkins Pettigrew, LLC. A frequent speaker on healthcare strategy, DEI in the workplace, in our communities, women's health and empowerment, Dr. Larkins Pettigrew has been featured as an expert and consultant on several platforms, including appearances on CNN, MSNBC, and others. She is a recipient of many honors, including Crain's Business Magazine Woman of Note Award and the YMCA's Distinguished Women's Awards, Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and a 4-time Anthony Award winner. Additionally, she was named one of Savoy Magazine's most influential black executives in corporate America. Becker Hospital's review lists 70 black healthcare leaders to know, and Modern Healthcare's top 25 diversity leaders. A proud Navy veteran. She wanted me to make sure you all know that. Holding the rank of Lieutenant Commander. Yes, Darken Larkins Pettigrew is also the author of The Colors of My Heart, Embracing My Blackness with History, Family, Fair, and Faith. Please come up. I got it. Come on. Yes. And she was nominated by Ruth and my friend Tony. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. So they gave me 2 minutes to say a few things to you. And so here's my little 2 minutes. Okay. So, thank you so much. This is such an honor to stand before all of you women. And I went around and met so many people, so I can say that I have many more friends and allies in this room as I continue the work that I'm doing to really advocate for women. I have to say thank you for even recognizing all the work that I do, because when you recognize me, you recognize all those individuals who are really out there with me, doing everything they can in the communities, around the communities, as well as on the front of the government level, as well as looking at the political arena when we want to change things for women. I have to also thank my biggest fan in the room. He's Dr. Pettigrew. He's my partner in Larkins Pettigrew LLC, who is my partner for 45 years. Yes. And my beautiful granddaughter who came today with me, who is, she's absolutely beautiful, and I think that I'm going to have to keep her under my wing for a while. But she is a pre-med at Penn State, so I hope she's going to follow in my footsteps.
Oh, yes.
So this whole issue of making sure we recognize and we celebrate the 19th Amendment. So I got up this morning as I was getting ready, and I'd been reading so much about the 19th Amendment for years, and then so I was in the bathroom and I had a TED Talk on talking about it. So and Dennis could hear me, and he opened the door and he said, "Wow," and he just shut the door. So, But it just brought back so many memories of why I'm in this fight and why we're all in this fight together. So as an obstetrician gynecologist, as you know, I take care of all women, but I really specialize taking care of women living with HIV. And that's because that really allows me to understand all of the social determinants of health that women are subjected to in this world, in this country, in this community, in our communities. So I just want to leave you with a phrase that I use all the time. I'm so glad that Sarah was here today. She's absolutely beautiful. She is one of my sheroes. And I tell you, she's given me so much inspiration. And today she talked about her moms, and we all know how important moms are to us. But I always want to think about where we are politically, because the political determinants of health, everything that happens at that level, is directly tied to the social determinants of life. So the political determinants of health are directly tied to the social determinants of health. Look around, of life. Look around and know what's happening in our world today as it relates to the political arena and how it trickles down to us, women, making decisions for us. We need to stay in this fight. We need to be advocates every single day. Everything we do has to be directed toward understanding and recognize that those women that came before us, those women who are part of the suffrage and all the things that happened to get us to the place that we can look back and say the 19th Amendment was a significant accomplishment. And there's been many more, but there have to be many more for us to be where we want to be today. So thank you so much.
I am here to offer congratulations to our second woman of this ninth spirit of the 19th Amendment. Thank you for your words, Dr. Pettigrew. It makes me feel good to think that all of us are talking about the same thing in the same way, that those who have gone before us really made a difference, and we should honor them as well as the women who are here today with us. So thank you for those words. Mandy Steele, anytime you hear Representative Mandy Steele's name, you would know that you're talking about environmental works and sustainability. That is what Mandy Steele is known for, both in her community and now in Harrisburg. Mandy was elected to the House of Representatives in 2022. And she is the representative for the 33rd District, which is Fox Chapel, and down the valley, or up the valley, however you say it, are her constituents. She is a graduate of the University of Pittsburgh. She has 4 children. Her daughter is here with her today. Let's have a hand for her daughter. But she's probably the only person that you know who lives around here that has a place for a goat, a chicken, and cats and dogs in her family. I think that's a pretty good, it shows that you're really interested in a lot of things, Mandy, which should help a lot of us. After she graduated from Pittsburgh, she founded and operated 2 nonprofits, organizations. She became the first woman after 100 years, actually the first woman to run and get elected Democrat to the Fox Chapel Borough Council. That was quite an accomplishment and took a lot of hard work to do. Prior to being elected to House of Representatives, Mandy Steele spent the last few years leading bipartisan actions focusing on environmental and safety issues across 20 southwestern communities in Pennsylvania. She also led grassroots efforts to build green infrastructure systems to control stormwater, which is really a problem in that area. My sister, who is an engineer, tells me about Pittsburgh. We're one of the worst in the country in terms of stormwater, making communities safer from flooding and from landslides. As a state representative, Mandy has priorities including restoring the valley to its vibrant economic hub that it once was, She cares about making her community as clean as possible, focusing on eliminating and water pollution, eliminating air and water pollution, along with adopting better forms of clean energy, creating jobs, and saving taxpayers' money in order to do all this. So we like to hear about that, somebody who can figure out a way to create jobs, to keep the environment safe, and to save our taxes also. Some of the committees that Representative Steele serves on, as she should: consumer protection, agriculture, environmental resources, and energy. She is with the Allegheny County delegation, of course, and she was with the Bipartisan Reform Caucus, the Blue-Green Caucus, the Climate Caucus. So you can see that the trademark for Representative Mandy Steele is the environment and sustainability. For this, we are so grateful for her, for the hard work that it took for her to win that seat, and for the hard work it's going to take to be reelected in 2024. Representative Mandy Steele.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bonnie. Those words were wonderful. I never let a moment pass by to without mentioning my goats. So at least Bonnie did that for me. That's my main thing, the goats. I'm just kidding. What a wonderful opportunity it is to be here with the incredible, powerful, influential women that are in this room. And it is really special to me to have my daughter Catherine with me here, and to hear all of these wise words from the women here today. Catherine is a lover of calendars, and this one is going to her room, which I think she will hang right above her bed. She was carefully studying the pages, and she is taking a lot from this gathering today. I want to say thank you so much to Bonnie and Joanne and for the work that they've done, which is incredible, and the support that they've given me from day one. I had a heck of a fight on my hands to win the seat that I now occupy, and could not have done it without them. I want to say congratulations to Dr. Larkins Pettigrew. You are a highly accomplished woman, and I'm honored to follow you today. Energy policy is a space that has long been occupied singularly by men, and men of a certain position and men of a certain race. And we have been led astray by that. Those men have been short-sighted, and they have done great harm to all of us, to every person on this planet. One of the things that I think women are so especially good at is looking at the world with a long-term lens. And that is what we need to do now in energy and environmental policy. And so I am very focused on that in Harrisburg, and have made some ground. And I feel optimistic and hopeful that there is a lot of room there. Oil and gas is an industry that is tremendously powerful. Their reach is long, I knew that, but have been surprised to realize that it is even as long as it is. Pennsylvania has tremendous natural resources. Those are our resources. They do not belong to the extraction companies that take them out of the ground below our feet. How do we change that? We tax and implement fees in a fair way to ensure that we are compensated for those resources. That is our birthright, that is our legacy as Pennsylvanians. I do feel optimistic that we can change that, and in September we'll be presenting a package of legislation that I anticipate good broad support for. So please keep your eye on that, and if you care to offer support for it, please do. I feel honored by this today, and really more even than that, filled with gratitude for all that has gone on before me, for the caliber of candidates that we see in this room, in Sarah, our next county executive, in Hadley, who's running in District 44. and Lindsay Powell, who had to leave to door knock, we love to hear, and so many others. So thank you so much, and this is a team approach, and I'm so grateful to be part of your team. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have to explain, we did have a photographer for today. The photographer was unable to be here. She is basically ill at home. So that's why we're trying to make do as we do.
Yeah, if you have pictures, please send them to me.
Oh. Get away from the microphone, Joanne.
Oh.
Get over.
All right, 1, 2, 3, gorgeous. Love it. Love it.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Deanne Shirey, our new photographer. Marilyn Muller, our photographer of the day.
And I don't know your name. And Jackie, her sister, nominated her to be. I guess I'm going to do the closing.
I think we're going to do the calendar stars.
Oh, you going to do that? This is called,
Do you have 3 of them and I have 3 of them?
oh gosh.
Okay.
Okay. You can tell. Okay, this is what, someone give me an actual calendar. Here. Thank you. And I do want to thank Brianna. She was our graphic artist. She dealt with us as we changed and we got different ideas. We are now going to acknowledge the women here that are in the calendars. These are women who have made a difference and are making a difference in their community. And we are just delighted. Let us start with
Go ahead.
okay.
With
Janae Solomon, is she here?
no.
Okay, turn to February, Black History Month. Janae Solomon, she was to be here. She is the executive director of the National Opera House. In 2000, the mansion at 7101 Apple Street, Pittsburgh, inspired Miss Sullivan and Miss White to purchase the property and educate the world about its rich history. We're talking about Mary Caldwell Dawson, who was a marvelous singer and who was denied a stage because of her color. But Mary didn't stop. You read her story, you'll see how she was determined to open the world of opera and music to all. And Janae Solomon is continuing that mission.
Okay. The next one. I will add that for those of you who realized what it was happening, Mary Caldwell Dawson started the National Negro Opera Company, and it was known nationally, but it started right here in Homewood on Apple Street, and there's that mansion there that she gave lessons to, and one of her favorite students was Ahmad Jamal, and he credited her for the beginnings of his musical life. And so now Janae is trying to rehabilitate that opera house that is there on Apple Street. So we wish her a lot of luck. If you want somewhere to contribute all the money that you have and you don't know what to do with, that would be a good place to send it. Here she is. I'm looking. It's my pleasure to talk about and introduce Susan Frischi. Susan Frischi is the executive co-director of the Women's Law Project here in Pittsburgh, and she has been with the Women's Law Project since 1998, or 1992 rather, when she came to Pittsburgh, and became the main director here in 2002. The Women's Law Project is devoted to advocacy for gender equality and the eradication of sex discrimination. This is a staunch legal advocate, Susan is, for a woman's right to choose. And what a thank you that we have to give you for following up in Pennsylvania and nationally with women's rights as an advocacy. What a magnificent star. Susan, would you please come forward? We'd just like to get a picture with the women from the calendar who are here so that we can put it on Facebook and everybody can see their wonderful works.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Here, get in the middle. We gotta get so much. We need a calendar.
Of course.
Here. I'm not
Wait,
holding a calendar.
backwards. Hold it down, Joanne. Hold it down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Do you want to say a couple of words? You sure?
thank you all so much.
You're welcome.
The thing I like about this calendar is I get to really, one, meet women who I've not known before, and sometimes I've known them, and they've made a tremendous difference to many people's life. Linda Stevenson is May, Small Business Month, calendar star. Linda is known nationally for her work with women-owned businesses and for her support and advocacy of female entrepreneurs and professionals. She founded and trademarked the Women's Economic Development Outreach Tour, We Do, which I participated in, and expanded it to 9 states, over 11,000 professional women in business, to bring information and focus resources to them. She is in Erie, she is the co-founder of the Athena program, which highlights women in business and takes their lamp out from under a bushel and shines them. Linda, would you please come forward? It's good to see you. This is Hollywood. Sorry.
Thank you. Is it Margaret?
Oh, this is 19th.
Margaret. Oh, you're gonna do?
No, just,
I'll do Margaret.
we missed Connie.
That's you?
Wait a minute. All right, you're right.
Our June star is Margaret Washington. Margaret is the first African American female executive at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. What a thing happened. How about that? Margaret Washington is also the first African American to serve on the Allegheny County Medical Society Board. And Margaret isn't that old, so just think that happened within not too long ago. So the firsts are still happening even though we have come quite a ways. Margaret, right now, Margaret told me that she still does work for the Health Network, but she also is president of Washington Associates, a consulting firm that trains healthcare providers in, I guess, communication issues, probably a lot more, but that was the thing that I kind of got out of it. I think some of them need a lot of help in communication. What a magnificent star Margaret Washington is. Please come forward, Margaret.
Yes, mine. The cookies. How many of you are enjoying those cookies? And like I said, hide them from me. The woman responsible for these cookies is Connie Feta. She has done amazing things. She's creator of Dolls for Downs. She's what I call a social entrepreneur, and she's owner of Cookie Ice Cream. I guarantee you, not only is the cookies good, the ice cream is good. But what she has done is take a need and changed it into an opportunity, not only for herself, but really for those who can't advocate for themselves. Thank you for what you do. Please come down. Her shop is in Kennedy Township. If you can find it, it's good.
Sorry, my husband's trying to get me over there too.
Okay, you can come on down. You can show. Thank you for supporting her.
Thank you.
Cookies are delicious.
Thank you. All my mom's recipes.
Oh, they are all those recipes that she uses is her mother's, which is great.
I got the last one, December. I got the last one, December. Our December star is Gina Calick. Yes! Gina Calick started her career by building a multi-million-dollar business for 25 years. Then she sold it, made a lot of money selling the business that she made for 25 years. And after that, she decided to concentrate on helping and training and championing women entrepreneurs, including, which is very, very important, as some of the people in this room will tell you, investing in women's businesses and being the blue angel that you are sometimes people don't like to trust women in business and think they can make a go of it, when they should know that women really do make a go of it. And will continue. So thank you very much for mentoring and for recognizing the need for angel investors. What a magnificent star, Gina Calick. Get away from the microphone.
Oh, well.
Should I just bend down?
No.
Stay where you are. I've already got
I'll get on my tiptoes if that helps.
Get up, get up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support.
Oh my goodness, thank you. I'll go around.
Remember, this is the 19th celebration of the 19th Amendment. On August, there's a lot of facts about the Pennsylvania women's participation in the March for Our Rights. We were the 7th state to ratify the 19th Amendment. But we are also, we're strange. We are also the birthplace of the group that worked very hard to get the amendment killed. Like I say, Pennsylvania's strange. But thank you for this day, and now Bonnie's going to clear it up.
Thank you very much for being here today. It was our pleasure to host the Pennsylvania Women's Hall of Achievement. I would like all of our board members who are here to stand, please. You can leave. Thank you very much. Our board is the one who chooses the women. What? Oh, who didn't get, somebody didn't get the angel, yeah. We'll make sure that happens. Where was I? This is the anniversary that we celebrated the 19th Amendment. I know what I wanted. Any past calendar stars who are here, I know Marita's here, Catherine Ma, please stand so that people can give you a round of applause. Judy back there, Judy Bannon, Yvonne Campos, Marita. So we do have a lot of shoulders to stand on right here. My pitch that I always make, and I will make again today, is every election is important. Pre-elections are very important. By pre-election, I mean choose your candidate and write a check. That's what makes elections happen. That's what make winners winners. And that's what make people who think like you think get elected. Because only give money to people who think like you think, because that's the kind of laws they will pass. So please, women know, women have checkbooks. Please take the elections very seriously. I thank you very much for coming, and have a good rest of the summer. Who's that? Both of them.
Not yet, not yet.
Hold on, please. Just 1 minute. May I see Roy Berg
Oh my
and
gosh.
Jerry Smith? Just 1 minute.
Hold on.
Everybody,
Just 1 minute.
We forgot one thing, so if you please keep quiet till we make this, please just stand in place or sit. It's important.
These are the two most important men in Ruth's life. Her son, Jerry Smith, and her brother, Roy Bird. Ruth liked the shiny lawn, and I had these made for you so that you know that we have not forgotten you.
Talk into the microphone, Joanne, and say it again.
These are the two most important people in Ruth's life, her son, Jerry, and her brother, Roy. We had these made so that they remember her life. Take care and be well.
Thank you, my friend. Love you.
All right, as you know, I'm Alan Levine, the Talking Machine. I'm filming this great women's event about the 19th Amendment, the women's right to vote. I'm honored to do it. And Joanne's one of my best friends. She asked me to do interviews. Believe it or not, the Talking Machine's going to do an interview, and I have a great guest here. Please tell us your name.
My name is Margaret Larkins Pettigrew. I'm a physician, obstetrician, gynecologist, but I'm at Highmark as the Senior Vice President, Chief Diversity Officer.
I am honored to meet you, and I can't even pronounce all those words. That is great. And how long have you been doing this? I don't ask women their ages, but I ask about their careers.
Yes. Well, I've been an obstetrician gynecologist for over 30 years.
God bless you.
I've also worked in diversity, equity, inclusion for a very long time, for over 20 years.
I salute you with that. It's so needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what I do. It brings joy to my life every single day.
Well, I appreciate interviewing passionate people. How did you meet my friend Joanne?
Joanne was introduced to me by Tony Silva, who's actually a good friend of hers. And I've met her and I've had lunch with her, so I know she's a wonderful person.
Yes, she is. And she told me to interview you because you're a wonderful person. So we'll let the Love Fest continue. Enjoy this great time. And they have these great calendars. Check it out. I have another great guest. Please tell us your name.
Tony Y. Silva Jeter.
And what are you doing here today?
I am here to celebrate all these fabulous women of the past and of the future, and the ones who are currently making a lot of accomplishments, and you can see that in our women's voices, hear them speak.
It's available.
Yes, it is available, so make sure you get a copy.
Please tell us your name.
My name's Judy Bannon.
And why are you here?
Well, I am the CEO and founder of a nonprofit here in Pittsburgh called Cribs for Kids.
I've heard of it over the years. I've helped Joanne go there.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes, as a matter of fact,
It's on North Side near PNC Park.
no,
Moved.
we moved. We have our own building in Hazelwood.
I heard that, but I had to go back in my history.
Yes, yes. So I was honored last year at this event, and it's a wonderful event to empower women and let everyone know exactly what women are doing here in the city of Pittsburgh.
Yes, and I'm honored and thrilled to be able to do this and to meet you personally. I've seen your success in the community.
Yes, we went from being a local program providing cribs to low-income families to reduce the risk of SIDS and accidental suffocation in
necessary.
bed. Oh, yeah. To now we have 1,800 partners nationwide.
God bless you. I'm honored. I'm honored to meet you.
And we're signing on Australia.
You're a superstar. Take me on that trip. I'll film an interview then.
That would be wonderful. I'd enjoy that, Al.
Expenses paid, all right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Sorry, CEO. I know what's in your budget. I can't go.
Yeah.
Have a good day, and thank you so much.
Thank you so
Continued success.
Thank you.
All right, Joanne got another great guest for me, and please tell us your name.
Gina Kalick.
Gina, who are you?
Who am I?
Why are
That's a
you
loaded
here
question.
today? I'll go then. Why are you here today?
I'm an entrepreneur. And
Respect that.
Thank you. And I have my tribe over here of Women Presidents Organization and Entrepreneurs Forever. And I'm really thrilled to have helped women in business really further their career.
How long have you been doing this?
Well,
I'm not asking your age. I'm just asking how long.
I'm old. I've owned a business for 25 years. I had a successful exit.
God bless you.
Thank you. And so then I started as a business coach and worked.
You build it up from there.
I did. And I also worked with a small fund called Nexac Fund where we invested in women-owned and women-focused.
That is so great. I respect that in this day and age. That's truly great.
Women need funding.
Well, then why are you here today?
I'm here today because I was honored with this nomination.
I'm trying to get that out of you. It's very difficult to get that out. She's one of the honorees with Joanne and Bonnie's organization here. So I'm honored to be interviewing you. It was a little tough for me, but I got it out. And I'm honored and proud to know you.
Thank you. I'm honored and proud to know you as well.
To your continued success.
Thank you. And thanks for having me.
All right, this is a little funny. Joanne asked me to do interviews of other people. Then she asked me to do an interview of her. How could I refuse when I'm honored to be filming this show? Please introduce yourself.
Well, good afternoon. And first of all, thank you so much, my friend, for...
You're welcome.
We go back a long way. One of the things that I'm president of the Pennsylvania Women's Hall of Achievement, and our mission is to highlight women, past and present, who have made remarkable discoveries, achievements, have done things to make...
And been leaders, too.
And have been leaders, and have been shattering glass ceilings. So
they need to. There's more.
That's why we have a stick of dynamite, my friend.
I know. I heard you had a couple in that purse.
Yeah. So that's our mission, is to bring...
How do they join?
We don't have a membership, but...
How do they donate?
How they donate it is they can go to our website, the pawomenshall.org, www.pawomenshall.org. They can go to our website. They can find how to donate. They can also read some of the stories.
Please read. There are great women on there. I have the calendars. This is the 5th year. They're all stellar women. You'll be amazed at who they are. And get your calendars. I got mine. I came to the lunch.
Thank you very much.